Hey YouTube, this is Zach with Achilles Financial, and today we're going to be talking about Costco. And the reason for that is because they are going to be announcing earnings this week on December 7th after hours. So this is going to be their Q1 earnings release. And it should be interesting as this is coming up off a short and aggressive move downward in the overall stock price. So you can see the day before their December sales numbers came out, the stock was trading at more than $540 a share before dropping lower to current levels of $495 a share. The reason for that drop is because they announced November sales numbers, which keep in mind includes Black Friday, which are normally quite high, and we saw a more than 30% increase year over year in total sales numbers in the months of August and October, where we only saw a 4.5% increase in overall sales associated with the month of November, again, which is historically high. The reason for some of those drops is primarily due to the fact that in the overall market associated with Costco sales, consumer electronics and hardware saw large declines. Again, those are normally big shopping presents. So the question is, if we're looking at the company going forward, what do we think is going to happen, and does this present a good time to buy, or is it a potential pain point for a company like Costco? The first thing I'd call out is right now you can see the price to earnings ratio continues to be relatively high to historical norm. 2018, 2019 saw an average of between 30 to 33. However, if earnings decline from their current levels, which we can see in the fundamentals of this screen here, and we can dive into the income statement, and those earnings right now on a per share basis, you can see were quite good in Q4 of 2022. And then they stayed pretty strong for the better part of 2022 numbers. Should we see these drop, you can expect to see the overall value of the company and the price to earnings ratio will drop as well, potentially putting that back in line with the overall market norm. That being said, overall, we're seeing margins continue to get squeezed by inflation, or even just by simply looking at some of the supplier constraints and the fact that things are continuing to cost more. So the question is, do we continue to see some of the strong increase in net income that we have over the past year, or do we start to see the company begin to slide down? By way of earnings, we're expecting strong revenue growth and continued profitability. Something that I would call out is something that a lot of companies did in the 08-09 recession is they dropped pay or they dropped overall expenses, whereas Costco actually increased the salary that they were paying their employees, which I do think from a humanitarian perspective was a great decision. But it is something that in the future, if we expect to see that happen again, that it will negatively impact their overall profitability. So the question is, does the current valuation, current dividend continue to apply a buy rating associated with Costco? Or if we're looking at the charts and saying, well, we don't think that this is where we want to buy in, it's going to be interesting. Again, I think the lows are probably going to be in line with what we saw this summer. And again, we could see highs back north of $600 a share for the stock. It's an interesting one. It's not one that I'm personally going to play, but Costco is announcing earnings, and I think it'll be one to watch, and we can see how that leads into other companies such as Target and Walmart. So if you find this content helpful, please leave a like and subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below what stocks you're watching. Thanks. Talk to you later.